Alright, hi guys, my name is Charles Miracle, and this is my litter lab. So, this is my presentation, this is my voice, this is everything. So anyways, let's get started. So, my litter lab took place at A&M Galveston, as you see here. And I did 2 survey locations on campus. I did the Oceans and Hullabaloo courtyard, and I also did the Tamuk soccer field, right? Both areas are like roughly 3,000 meters, and this one's roughly 8,000 meters squared. That's besides the point. This is the general area, as you can see. So, the types of litter I found here whenever I went out. So, at both days, Oceans Hullabaloo litter types, we found primarily carbon. Well, I found primarily carbon. And we had a little bit of everything else, right? A little bit of silicon, a little bit of metal, a little bit of other things. Very little metal though, especially around Oceans of Hullabaloo. However, at the soccer field, it's a different story. At the soccer field, although we have the same trends of, well, an overwhelming amount of carbon, we also have a little bit more metal than we do at Oceans of Hullabaloo. And we have, of course, the little bit of other in silicon, right? That's the types of litter we found. And so, if you go to the bar graphs here, right, the actual, like, what you can classify these, this litter, okay, we have a primarily amount of beverage and food items in both instances of the Oceans and Hullabaloo, and a bit of the soccer field as well. Primarily it's other and beverage and food. At the soccer field though, however, we have a little bit more of diversity in terms of our litter. Not that that's a good thing, but that's just important to note. Next, if you go onto the litter density, you'll find that, well, because it's primarily beverage and other, there's a very large density of beverages in Oceans and Hullabaloo. But in the soccer field, because it's a much bigger area, you do not have as much of a density. So it's much more dense in the Oceans and Hullabaloo area, well, litter, than it is at the soccer field. So anyways, generally speaking, you find the same amounts of litter and the same types of litter over the span of 2 days, 2 separate days. When I went out to find litter here, it's primarily carbon items and general food and beverage trash that you find everywhere. There's not really much significance in variation between the days. And the environment and the impact. So if you were to take a look, if you were to think about it, right, here, right, we have a soccer field and a courtyard, right? If there's a bunch of food and beverage trash over here, you can quite possibly hypothesize that it's going to smell like crap, okay? It's just going to smell like crap in Oceans and Hullabaloo because, well, there's food gets rotten and it deteriorates and erodes. It's going to smell bad, which it already does. If you ever have been to Oceans or Hullabaloo, please help us. But for the soccer field, environmentally, this could impact wildlife that live around campus mostly. We do have rodents around campus. We have possums, we have squirrels, we have even birds might sometimes get caught in the trash, right? The foodstuffs, the metal. They might be trying to go for food that isn't actually like food for them. Kind of like how turtles eat like straws and stuff. But if you go to our references, plastic bags erode over 1,000, like 4,000 or 1,000 years. What that is it? Yeah, it's 1,000 years. So if there's a bunch of plastic bags in the courtyard in the soccer field, that's not going away for 1,000 years if it stays there, obviously. I mean, obviously there's wind, but even then it doesn't erode. It just moves to a different location and just makes the environment look bad, and it's not healthy for the environment. And that can be